be talking about keeping our earth clean. So it is a weird time that we are living through right now. We are boarded up in our houses with nothing to do and nowhere to go. And it's kind of given us a great time to reflect and look back on what we've done in the past, what we missed, what we took for granted. And another thing we can look at is our earth, and how much change there's actually been during this time we've been stuck in our houses. So I live on this earth, so I see us harming the earth every single day. I mean, I even do it. I drive a car. Everyone drives a car, basically. I see trash on the ground. I mean, I never litter, but I always see trash on the ground and things that got blown, causing harm to the earth. So I want to open people's eyes in this presentation and talk about how we can better our earth and keep it healthy. So during this time that we've been inside, during the virus, we've kind of noticed how much we are actually the virus to the earth. While being quarantined, we've seen all these great changes that have come from being inside, with us not using cars, not getting out to go out to eat, and people having the chance to litter. Some things that have changed during the coronavirus in our world is less air pollution, less traffic and transportation. Also, coal and industrial activity has made carbon dioxide output decrease, and there's more. Since people are inside, we have seen such a great change in such a small time about what we do that's so harmful that just giving the earth a break can do great wonders. So for example, in China, they are known to have a smog hovering their population, and during this time that we've been inside and they haven't been able to do their daily things, the smog has actually disappeared. Another example is in Venice. They have canals. And as Kelly McLaughlin states on the Inside News, that satellite images released by the European Space Agency show a change in Venice's canals from 2019 to 2020. Less boat traffic made the sediment in the water settle to the bottom, so now you can see clear water with no dirty look or floating litter. So these are just examples of many things that have changed during this time we've been inside. So the long-term effects, if we don't make a stop to what we're doing today, we all know that the Arctic is warming because there's a much faster growth of temperature than the average global temperature, and carbon dioxide is one of the main outputs that's making our world warm. It's like a blanket over our world. So we can't change what we have already done, but we can definitely make a stop to it. Since we have covered all the bad we have done and can do, I want to talk about what we can do to prevent these things from happening. So how we can make our earth healthier. So we could stop emitting carbon dioxide because that's the biggest factor to global warming. We can reduce, reuse, recycle. We can educate. We can volunteer. We can conserve water. We can get rid of plastic, and we can plant trees. So how helpful these changes can make a difference, I have 3 examples. For example, if we use energy efficient light bulbs, just a simple way to change little things in our daily life. It's actually stated if every house in the U.S. did this, it would reduce pollution by the same amount of removing 1 million cars from the road. So that's crazy. Another example is conserving water. So when you're brushing your teeth and you don't need the water on while you're actually brushing, you can turn it off to conserve water. Or when you're in the shower and you're waiting for it to warm up, you can put buckets for water to fill up, so you can use those buckets to go water plants or anything else that you could use it for in your daily life. And my final example is planting your own trees. It is said that it is good for the environment, both the land and the air. It can shade your home and cut back on your air conditioning usage, and it can even increase the value of your property. So little things like that can really do such a big difference in your daily life and making our earth healthier. So we have talked about what we can do to prevent a difference. Now let's talk about how we can make those changes in our daily life. So after quarantine, after the coronavirus is gone, it's going to be a definite new normal for us. So how can we make those changes in our new normal? So I have created some ideas about what we can do to make these things in our new normal. So we can make all jobs that can be online. We can have all electric cars and free charging stations for those cars, or we can make jobs where people plant trees and pick up trash. So what our future would look like if we did these things is we would have less air pollution, less traffic, more trees planted, and less trash. All in all, those are really, really big concerning factors that make our world the way it is, making it go further and further down the line of being destroyed. So all this sounds great, but will it ever happen? Why it will be hard to make these changes is because we're all born selfish in a way. We all think that we want things and deserve things, but we have our needs, but most of the time we're just wanting. So if people work together and put their hands all together and created in their mind that they needed to work together to change our earth as a whole, and got rid of our wants. I mean, we could still have wants, but really focused on hindsight, what our world could do at its best, then we could definitely get this project completed. So in conclusion, we cause a lot of harm to this earth. I mean, everyone does. From pollution to littering, there has been no stop to it. So if we work together as a whole, as a world, and change our lives to do so, we could save this earth and live happy and healthier lives on it. So I hope during this presentation I have inspired people to really look at what they can do in their life to change their daily normals and kind of spread the word, and hopefully that we all come together soon to end this, end the harm to the earth. Thanks.